Yo, ring culture. Y'all want to see a grown man cry? Let's check this out.
Don't ever underestimate the heart of a champion.
Okay, Ring Culture, welcome back to Ring Culture, where we play no games, we just spit game about the game we love. Before we get into this video though, go over to my reaction page, The Nuclear Reactor, and check out my sports reactions. They're all dope, y'all can check them out. But back over here, Ring Culture, make sure y'all like and comment down below. That's how y'all push me into the algorithm. And then I'll go get them. When my content hit them and fit them and sit with them. Subscribe and hit the bell notification so y'all can be notified every time I upload. Share my videos and hype my channel. So, my last video, I was telling y'all about how LaFraud is getting cooked in the media now. People starting to actually come out and say what they really feel. You know what I'm saying? And a few of my other videos, y'all also heard me say that in order to get LeBron closer to the top or closer to the GOAT, you have to use all these hypotheticals, excuses, and like these all whataboutisms. So we're gonna take a listen to Shannon Sharp, LeBron one of his biggest ball boys. I mean, this dude it's shameful the way he actually goes in for LeBron. And as most LeBron ball boys do, he's going to get real emotional while he's talking. I want y'all to listen to his hypotheticals and his excuses. And he dragged Joe Johnson into this. It's hard for me to believe Joe Johnson actually believed the shit that he's saying, but I don't know. Y'all check this out, and I'll come back and let y'all know what I think on the other end. Check this out.
So you mean to tell me, if I took LeBron James with the Eastern Conference, I have this constructed right now. So if I put LeBron James and I remove Donovan Mitchell from that Cavs team last year, you mean to tell me they losing to the Pacers? David Griffin, you need to be. So if that's the case, all I know is that when LeBron left, David Griffin hadn't been able to put a team together. I don't know why people want to take, and we're going to talk about Ron Harper. What is it about this man that people feel they need to take shots at him, Joe? Every chance they get, nobody passes an opportunity to take a shot at LeBron. And I just want to know why.
He's been great. He's been great for so long, Ocho, that it seems as though people just are starting to despise it for whatever reason. I know Griff. Griff was in Phoenix when I was in Phoenix. He was our day-to-day guy. I really know Griff. And for him to say that, obviously, the Eastern Conference, it wasn't as strong as it is now, but for him to make it 8 straight times, man, to the finals, bro, like that's an accomplishment in defeating itself. So
look at what he had. Once you remove Kyrie, look at what he was going against. So now, if you put a healthy Kyrie, a healthy Kevin Love, and a healthy LeBron James, you mean to tell me, and this was LeBron James 2016, 2015, 16, 17, 18. You put those healthy guys, who beat them in the East right now?
Nobody.
The Celtics not beating them. Indiana not beating them. The Knicks not beating them. Toronto's not beating them. Miami's not beating them. Stop this notion, man. The man was so good, Golden State got him with Kyrie injured and Kevin Love. When everybody was healthy, he chased them down from 3-1. He did they knew Golden State said, we'll never be able to beat that man again. Let's go get the third best player, our top 3 player in the NBA currently. That's the only way. Nobody else could see him.
I agree. If they didn't have KD, Braun will probably have another championship or 2 under his belt, for sure.
At least 2.
Yeah, for sure.
Damn.
For sure. He was dominant. Hey, Ocho, them finals performances he was putting on, man, against the Warriors. How many times they played against the Warriors in the finals? 3? I'm talking about if it wasn't for KD, them last two,
Yeah.
because his numbers were still like crazy.
He averaged a 30-point triple-double. And they was 2 assists away from averaging another 30-point triple-double.
They conveniently forgetting to mention LeBron was stat padding his ass off in them finals. Matter of fact, I showed y'all a video from 8 years ago when LeBron was barely guarding KD trying to get rebounds. LeBron was stat padding in those finals. That's what he was doing. But the classic thing that LeBron ball boys do is they start pointing at his stats. It's funny that he'll say LeBron averaged a triple-double in the finals, but he still lost. Because they don't give, when Jordan played the Celtics in '86, Jordan put up crazy video game numbers too, but LeBron ball boys always point out the fact that he lost. What does his triple-double mean? He lost. You can't have both sides of the argument that he put up great numbers, but he still lost. Wouldn't y'all say the same thing about Jordan when he went up against the Celtics when he was playing with crackheads? Jordan was playing against like 4 or 5 different all-stars on one team. Y'all don't never afford that same grace to other players when y'all have them in a comparison with LeBron James. It's weird, isn't it? Also, Shannon Sharp making the statement that what is it about this man that people want to take shots? Well, some of it has to do with y'all, his ball boys. You didn't miss an opportunity to take a shot at Westbrook when he was on the Lakers team. Blamed everything on Westbrook. Even though LeBron was averaging about the same amount of turnovers as Westbrook, LeBron was awful in the clutch too. You know what I'm saying? At least Westbrook gave some effort to play defense. LeBron James was out there and he couldn't get no blame from you, Shannon. It was always Westbrook. To the point where Westbrook's family was getting death threats. His wife asked you to chill, you still wouldn't chill. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You take dirty shots at people for LeBron all the time. Stop crying when somebody takes shots that are actually the truth about the fraud. It's insane. Then you say LeBron ran and got Curry ran and got a top 3 player in Kevin Garnett. What about the times when LeBron ran to Dwayne Wade, who was a top 3 player, top 2 player, 3rd best shooting guard of all time, who was already a scoring champ, a finals champ, and a finals MVP, a scoring champ, a world champ, and a finals MVP? When LeBron ran to him because LeBron kept choking in the East, and got Chris Bosh to come play with them too, who was the face of Toronto and was a top 10 player in the league at the time. What about LeBron running back to Cleveland with one of the best point guards, young point guards up and coming in Kyrie, and got the best power forward in the league at the time, who was pitting up video game numbers, Kevin Love. Kevin Love was averaging like 25, 26, and 14 the year before LeBron recruited him to come to Cleveland. Stop it. Also, this is another thing, all these hypotheticals. If you pit LeBron on a Cleveland team as constructed now, he would beat these teams now. How the fuck do you know that? And in 2011, he was on a super team and lost to a 1 all-star team in Dallas. How do you know he wins that? Your hypotheticals don't even hold up. What are you talking about? This dude has 4 rings in 23 seasons. Y'all talk about LeBron as if he's a winner. He has 4 rings in 23 seasons. How you so confidently say who he can beat? What does LeBron miss the playoffs like 4 or 5 times? If it wasn't for the play-in, he would have missed it more. And he's been on mostly super teams. LeBron and Kevin Durant has had the most help in NBA history. So this notion that if you make a hypothetical out of the Eastern Conference now and pit LeBron on the Cleveland Cavaliers team as constructed now, that he will beat these teams is insane. I actually don't think he would beat Indiana. I don't. I don't think there's a few teams in the East that he will beat. But it's still a hypothetical though. Your hypotheticals don't hold up because LeBron lost to teams back in the East, like the Magic. Remember he lost to the Magic? He lost to teams that he should have beat before. There's no telling if you put him on Cleveland team now that he's just going to run the table. LeBron James is a choker. He's a joker. That's what he is. He ran through a historically weak Eastern Conference on mostly super teams. It used to be called the Leastern Conference when LeBron played in that conference. We all know it. You build a super team, and no, I don't think anybody's disputing that LeBron's a great player. He's just overrated. He's a great player, and you put two more top players in the league on the same team with him inside of a weak conference, you won't run the table in that conference. But the truth always shone through when LeBron got to the finals, because he usually got his ass whooped in the finals. Because LeBron is a fraud. We all know it. Saying that, just making it like it is a guarantee that this dude would just win now is insane. You can't make those guarantees because the guy's had so much help and done so little with it. It's ridiculous. LeBron James is overrated. Shannon Sharp, I think deep down he knows it. Hard for me to believe Joe Johnson actually believes the shit that he just said. Talking about LeBron's stats in the finals is diabolical when you don't give Jordan the same pass in 1986 against the Celtics. It's crazy. But I guess there's no rhyme or reason with an argument for LeBron. It doesn't matter if you are being a straight up hypocrite with your own argument for LeBron. Who gives a shit what his stats was in the finals? He was getting his ass whooped in the finals. And in the film, when you watch the film, you'll see why LeBron got so many stats in the finals. LeBron James was stat padding in the finals. He was barely playing defense. It's funny how LeBron ball boys could watch LeBron from like 2014 or 2015, barely play defense all the way up to now. 11 years of this. And all they could talk about is his stats, but they won't watch. They won't mention the fact that LeBron might not need so many stats if he actually gave effort on defense to stop the team. It's a noble concept, right? If you stop a team from scoring, you probably won't need to score so many points, right? Defense is a part of basketball. And that's where LeBron James really, really lacks the most, other than the high amount of turnovers that LeBron commits on a nightly basis. LeBron is horrible. He's horrible on defense. I think his defensive IQ to me is low. I don't think LeBron has a really high defensive IQ. Although I will say, and y'all heard me say this before on other videos, when LeBron was in his first stint with Cleveland, he played better defense. It's not that his defensive IQ was exactly high back then, but he gave more effort on defense. And at some point, LeBron James, I guess, thought it more profitable for his legacy, since he's a choker, to manufacture points and slack off on defense, because we can all see him play. Shannon Sharp has an unnatural affection for LeBron James, just like all his ball boys. He's emotional when somebody tells the truth about LeBron. David Griffin, you could call what he said was a shot at LeBron, but it was true. He didn't tell any lies. The only one that you can question is Ron Harper. Like me, Ron Harper has the same sentiment I do about LeBron and Bronny's situation, but we don't know how true that is. But David Griffin was telling the truth. Craig Carton was telling the truth about LeBron. We can see him. How you keep somebody in the game down against a team that has no firepower and they're down 16, and all you're keeping him in the game for is to get one more rebound and get a triple-double. You call the timeout when it looks like you should be taking your team off the floor because the game's clearly over, to yell at Austin Reeves so LeBron can get his triple-double. Now you can call another timeout and get him out of the game. I mean, it's so obvious that LeBron James is stat pad. What's the boy? Jay Crowder. It was a couple of players from back when LeBron played in his first stint for the Cavs. Let me know if y'all remember this in the comment section. Do y'all remember some of LeBron James' teammates coming out saying that LeBron was only playing for stats? I think Jay Crowder was one of them, and somebody else was another one of them. And then even I don't know if he played with Scalabrine, but Scalabrine even said LeBron was stat padding a few years after those accusations on the show he was on. Because we all know that LeBron is stat padding. It's so painfully obvious. Shannon Sharp, just like the rest of LeBron ball boys, highly emotional. No lie to be told. Also saying, coming out and saying the teams that LeBron will beat now, if you put him on these teams, does not negate the fact that the East was weak back when LeBron played in it. What does that? What do you're trying to say that? Not only did they beat a weak East, they will beat this East as well, which you don't know. But that's not answering. That's not really directly dealing with what David Griffin said. David Griffin said the East was historically weak when back then when they were in there, and that's the truth. Why does the truth make you so mad? Why does the truth make you so mad? Because you had no problem lying on Russell Westbrook to hide the truth about LeBron James when he was on the Lakers. Like these LeBron ball boys, cause they something special. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below. Again, I'll be down there with y'all. Always love interacting with y'all. This is crazy, but always remember, we are ring culture, because the whole point of the culture is to win rings for the culture. I love y'all. Peace.